so much.
This is the first step to Jay's presidency campaign, and I'm gonna be his running mate.
This is gonna be my vice president. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Vote us for the presidential cabinet. So, that would be crazy. Imagine the FYTB podcast from the Oval Office.
Young Godfather, no leash, no chain. I'm a dog, no collar. Puerto Rican flair, the mama's trying to holler. Better step back for my wife. You have a problem. Chilling in France, I need that advance.
What's good, family? It's your boy Joe, not Young God Blow today. We're gonna talk about something serious. This is the Jay and Joe show.
That's the name of the podcast.
So today is gonna be the first time where we record an episode and release it within 24 hours.
Yeah. It is currently Thursday.
It is currently Thursday, right? Tomorrow, y'all be seeing this on a Friday, right? Yeah. You guys have the best host in podcast history. Because if we were any other people, we would just say, fuck y'all. Y'all not going to get an episode this week. But no, we're dedicated to our craft. We're dedicated to the podcasting industry that we're in. And let me explain why I'm saying all this. Because you're probably like, damn, you don't fuck with us? Like, what's the reason for you saying all this?
This epilogue is crazy.
That blog is crazy. but this is to make sure that YouTube can monetize us.
You said fuck twice already. This will be the third time.
Okay.
I said it 3 times.
All right. Well, let's just hope the blooper that we put in the beginning is long enough.
More.
I'm pretty sure I said it into it afterwards. Right?
Hey, man, listen, man.
Okay, so look, you'll be seeing this on a Friday.
Yeah.
Our original date to record this was the Friday prior when you got the episode with Drew the Demon, right?
Yes.
We were gonna shoot that day.
Yeah.
I got sick.
He did.
On a Wednesday. I thought I would feel better by Friday. Didn't feel better. Didn't want to risk getting my man sick. W-Mans, right?
I was ready to kick him off the show and bring Jesus Rilla back. He was
he was fully prepared to replace me.
I was like playing and everything. I was ready to kick him off.
And I was like, Dub, that's not happening.
He won't go away. He's like herpes.
Word. So then we had it planned for Tuesday. Let them know what happened with you.
I had a thing with a professor. He gave me mad work to do, just gobbling my, So
if y'all follow Jay on his personal, y'all know what happened.
About it, yeah.
Right.
Well, it is what it is.
So then we had to push the Tuesday to Wednesday, which was yesterday.
Yes.
So I came over yesterday. We set everything up beautifully like we always do. And let's just say the camera just stopped working.
The camera's fucked.
As soon as we're ready to press record, the camera just starts tweaking.
Bugging.
It's the lens just keeps on going.
Yeah.
And
Optimus Prime dick.
Really
that
though.
Was going crazy.
Really though, right? It was going insane.
Like he's speeding and shit.
Right. So now we're like, first of all, I came all the way over here. Like it was like an hour trip.
In the rain.
It is humid. If y'all was in New York City this past week, the rain and terrible.
I live here, so I just came downstairs.
He was lit till it was not lit. So then while we were messing with the camera for a little bit, realized we're fucked.
The camera is donezo, word.
And now we're like in our head trying to come up with solutions, and we came up with the most logical solution, not to our pockets, but
we bought a new camera.
Right, we bought a new camera.
We're not broke. If a camera break, we could afford a new one.
Right.
It's not life or death, not the end of the show. We was gonna just give y'all 2 back-to-back like highlights of this show, like funny whatever, but
unreleased stuff or stuff like highlights from, like you said, from the best parts of each episode.
But we thought, why not just go get a new camera? Because we thought about buying a new camera anyway. So tell us how a new camera looks. It's new, so tell us if you like it.
This is the new camera. It's in the same family as our old camera.
Yeah.
Just like a newer model.
And then we have new stuff for y'all next episode. Y'all see next episode, we're going to have some new stuff too.
Word.
So
holla at us. So prior to, probably 2 or 3 episodes ago, we were talking about getting new equipment.
Yeah.
But we found, I know y'all noticed with the Desi episode and with our Soul episode and with Drew's episode, the quality shot up, right, compared to the other ones.
Exactly.
Because we found out that our camera could shoot 4K, so we started shooting 4K. So that's why we were like, you know what, maybe we don't have to invest in a new camera.
Right.
But then life was like, nah, invest in a new camera. Fuck out of here, right?
This is our new camera.
Right, and we were thinking about investing in other equipment too, so we're probably going to get new lights, new mics, and the FYTB, we're always going to upgrade. So
yes, sir.
But
since this is a new an episode that comes out the day before, we can finally talk about current events.
Yeah.
Yo, stop calling Meek gay, bro. I'm not jacking that, bro.
Nah, word, the whole Diddy
My
shit.
son Meek is not gay, bro. Stop jacking that, bro.
The funniest thing about it was yesterday when we was getting this new camera, Jay Sean was blasting Meek
Blasting
Mill in the
Meek.
whip. Like to the top of his lungs. The nigga put his whole heart and soul to it.
I love Meek, bro. Meek speak, the truth, bro. My son is not gay. Not jacking no Meek Mill rumors. Cut it out, bro.
Nah,
you can
really.
put anything in a lawsuit, bro. You can say anything, bro. I can say Joe touched me. I mean, Joe touched me, bro.
Right.
Even though he probably no.
Nah, it's really the other way around.
You can put anything. You can put anything in a lawsuit, bro. So I'm not jacking that, bro. I'm not jacking that.
Yeah. And other current events, like tomorrow or today when you guys see this episode, we could probably put a parlay in.
Put a parlay in for y'all.
Right? So we'll do that, but we'll probably do it closer to the
end.
To the end of the
Well,
episode.
Parleezy.
Which is funny how we're talking about current and future events because the whole theme of this episode was talking about where we see ourselves in the future.
This segue was crazy. Can we do the intro for it? We didn't even do a proper intro. We was talking for like 4 minutes. No intro.
Okay.
Talk to him.
Now that we got all of the formalities out the way, what's good, family? It's your boy, Young God, boy. You already
Yes.
know. The realest... I could say motherfucker, yeah. The realest motherfucker on this side of the galaxy, because we've been past that threshold, yeah. The realest motherfucker on this side of the galaxy, the all-around entertainment juggernaut himself. And I'm joined by my guy.
Jay Sean the Don, Jay Breezy, Mr. Take It Down, Mr. Take Your Girl Around Town and Show a Pound Town. Horrible.
Coochie pink, the booty hole brown.
And
And this is the Fuck Is You Talking About podcast, baby. Pop, 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 pop.
Yes, sir.
One day we're gonna do an episode in the hood, and instead of mimicking that, we're actually gonna get gangsters to just shoot in the sky. Then it's just gonna clear out the whole area.
That is something that we have planned. I didn't know the second part, but we do have a special where we're gonna be on the block.
We're really
Shoot an episode. But when it gets warm.
not really, because it's too brick right now.
Let's jump right into it. I know you have a Would You Rather.
Yes, I actually have.
I have a something for you.
I hope it's. It's a Would You Rather as well.
So this is gonna be the first episode where we try to refrain from storytelling. Not that we don't have stories for y'all, we have mad stories for y'all, but
Yeah.
at some point I'm sure y'all gonna get tired of hearing us tell stories, so we're trying to mix it up a little bit. So this is
Exactly.
gonna be our only episode, no story except for the one we told in the beginning.
Yeah.
Camera.
Because that's relevant to
relevant.
this episode right now.
Yeah.
So my Would You Rather, right, is would you rather have all your dreams and ambitions come true,
Ice Spice.
right? All your dreams and ambitions. So let's say
Ice Spice.
before this podcast, what was your dreams and ambitions?
Oh, well, before the podcast, and probably still that we have the podcast, I plan to go to law school. I graduate this year.
Yeah.
Plan to go to law school, finish out my law school, get accepted by the bar, pass the bar, become an attorney, and then, I had a whole bunch of plans. It's a whole bunch of shit.
Right. Okay.
We'll get into it later.
But so now picture all your dreams and ambitions, everything you ever wanted in life. You get it. It's all yours.
Nice.
But all of the most precious people in your life will never be able to share in the wealth with you.
Why did your Would You Rather have such like that fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah. You have everything you want in life, but
Without the people I love.
but not the people you love, right? Then the flip side, right?
It's another half to this.
Yeah. So like, would you rather
I
have
thought that was the Would You Rather.
No, would you rather have that or would you rather have this instance? So like, you get both. It's like a double whammy, right?
Okay, good.
Right. Oh, and I put in parentheses. Basically, they become strangers to you. So like, your son gone, your baby mom's gone, your mom, dad gone. Right. You're happy. You know they're there, but they don't know who you exist. Like
Spider-Man in the movie.
Exactly. Man, that's tough.
Like Spider-Man.
He got what he wanted from the beginning of the movie, but at what cost?
He was late. He got to go home and fuck Zendaya. Tom Holland got to exit the set and go slap.
Or have life plateau right now where you are and never have the chance to level up. Never have the chance to level up. So the way you are right now in life, that's how you're going to stay for the rest of your life.
So I can't even finish college if I wanted to?
Nope.
Stuck?
Nope.
I just got to do this podcast?
How you are right now is how you will stay.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
You know what? I'll say this. I'll say this, right? I'll probably stay how I am right now.
Yeah.
Because, success is such a strange thing, right? Not that I've experienced a lot of it, but I'm talking like I'm a professional success. I'm not. Not that I've experienced a whole bunch, but I have experienced some success.
We're getting philosophy from a homeless man. Not that I've experienced a lot of success, but
I don't have like a plethora of successful escapades to tell y'all about. But I have a few. And experienced success is like, it's bittersweet. When you're doing something great, it only means about so much if you don't get to share with people you love, right?
Right.
If like if you do, like, if I do everything I want to do, but like the people I care about the most is not like, there to witness it with me, it's kind of like bittersweet. The thing I love about this podcast the most is like I love when people like that I don't know tell me like, oh yo, you're doing a great job, it's awesome. But
really,
what means even more to me is like with my cousins, right? My niggas I'm with every day, right? I hear these same jokes I tell y'all.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, you dumb 40, bro. That was hilarious, bro. You doing your thing. My cousin called the other day. Remember, he was on the phone. He was like, nah, y'all doing big. Like, that's really crazy.
Right.
Like, y'all doing your thing, bro. Like, that mean more to me than really any. So any negative comment, any positive comment, what mean the most to me is when niggas from my hood that I grew up with, like niggas that was around me, see me as a kid, is like, yo, you really doing your shit right now. Like, niggas I grew up with, it's like, oh, you doing your shit right now.
Yeah.
That mean the most to me. Like, my mans call me and it's like, yo, this is really big. Like, it's about to get big. Like, you got one with this one. Like, that mean the most to me. So fake. If I never become a lawyer, fake, I never become a lawyer. And I think about this often because, my dad is, incarcerated right now.
Yeah.
Odds are he won't get to see me graduate, right? Even if he does get out, he probably won't get to see me by the end of the year. So it's a bittersweet moment because, my dad is like the driving force in me doing anything positive with my life. Without my dad, I'd have been fucked. My dad is the driving force, so he's the driving force for me to even go to college, for me to finish high school. And so with that being said, like, as sweet as that moment is going to be, it's bittersweet because, damn, the one thing I'll probably want there the most is fake. Not going to be there in the capacity that I want him there. I'm sure he'll call me a bunch and, like, they got the video chat shit, so I'm sure he'll see me. But, it's a bittersweet moment. So I have to go with the latter half of that, would you rather?
I feel you. I'm just going to play devil's advocate because I would also pick what he picked because, like, having the best things in life doesn't matter if you don't have the people that you want to enjoy it with. Because I know 9 times out of 10, unless you're a fucking incel, when you're thinking about...
We stay dissonant.
When you're thinking about, oh man, like I can't wait to be rich and famous so I can do this with these people, like whether that be your family or your friends, because everybody has that group of friends where you're like, yo, when we're up, we're gonna be traveling the world, we're gonna be doing this.
Yes.
Like you never. Well, some people do this, but you don't go to a restaurant by yourself. You don't go watch a movie by yourself. You do it with people. Like the best things in life are most enjoyed when you have people to enjoy it with.
Yes.
But on the flip side.
Right.
Of the would you rather, you can, even though everyone you know and love for like the last 20 years of your life or however old you are, you can just make new friends. Now that's what rich people usually do. But that song "More Money, More Problems."
Word.
It's not to say that they're gonna be true to you. You feel me?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think if it was before I had a son, I'd probably be like, fuck him. But fake my son, that's like my best friend, man.
That's a really tough.
And to have those memories and then see him and he'd be like, who the fuck are you? Sometimes my son, when he see new people, he just be mad. Like, he don't even like them really. So that would hurt me. Like, my son loves to see me. I come in the house and he be happy that I'm around.
I'm sure there's like a few movies that have like that as the plot line. And that would suck.
That would hurt. Yeah. So I couldn't do that. So, my loved ones, I value them more than almost anything.
Yeah, let us know what you guys would pick.
Yeah, please.
I know most of y'all are going to pick the logical explanation, but for those who don't, I cannot wait to see your
explain yourself, please.
Yeah.
We could be wrong.
Yeah, we could be wrong. Be like, yo, but like imagine you fucking the supermodel.
Because a lot of people don't fuck with their family.
Exactly.
So I know a few people be like, fuck them niggas. I kill with my bare hands to get what I want.
If you don't fuck with your family and you don't got friends...
You lit. This is an easy one for you.
Yeah, you lit with this answer, but you not lit, bro.
This a gimme.
I could just imagine how you feeling on a day-to-day basis with no one to talk to.
Well, you probably have people to talk to, but you wouldn't mind, like,
you wouldn't mind if they got like moving.
Because there's a few people, right? Like I know people that like that would be travel nurses, right?
Yeah.
And they fake like you gotta fake abandon your whole family. Like you could call them and shit, but you don't really see them, and they just move and they do like people that go to Europe.
Yeah.
They move. You got to make all new friends and shit.
You right.
So fake, I see it from that perspective too. But fake, I love the people I love.
Or if you don't have those anchors, then it's an easy task. All right, I feel you. So, what did you have to ask me or tell me?
Got something for you, Joe.
I can't wait.
Do you want to see what I have for you?
Yes.
Well, I can't show you. It's just a question.
Okay.
So it's not a would you rather.
Okay.
It's more of like a question that maybe you haven't thought of.
All right, bet.
How much money
Yeah.
would you have to have that you feel like you would be set, like you would never have to work again?
Like never.
Now this is a weird question because in some capacity in your life you always have to work. There's no such thing like all the richest people I know, they work every day.
Right.
Like rich people work. It's not like you get rich and you just sit around with your dick in hand all day. Like in some way, shape, or form you work. It doesn't look like the work that you did when you was broke.
Right.
But you're working, right? You're not clocking in doing a 9 to 5, but you are working.
I copy.
But how much money would you have to say that you would be like financially free? Like
and
money
if
is not
if I had this money, then I won't work. Is what you're asking me?
Yeah. Like how much money, in a sense, would be enough for you to stop like grinding? Like what we do now, we grinding, right? We do this, we do other shit. Like we grinding.
I feel like because the easiest answer would be like $1 million, right? But $1 million is not even that much in like the grand scheme of things. It's still a lot of money. It's life-changing money.
It is,
but it's not like a lot in the.
It's not what it used to be.
Yeah, because you got to think about I would have to have my dream house, and if not my dream house, like the most comfort type of house. Like if I could get like
a $500,000 house,
right? Exactly, and it's paid off. Like what the mortgage is like, what rent is, right, a month or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Then that would add up. Then I got to think how long I want to live.
Well, if you buy a $500,000 house flat out, you don't pay a mortgage.
Oh, so then that's it.
Because mortgages are, right, you take a loan out from the bank and you pay the bank back. You do have to pay property tax, though.
Okay, property tax.
Which sucks.
Okay. I don't know the exact numbers. Maybe you business gurus know. Well,
you wouldn't buy one in New York. That would be stupid.
No.
Property tax in New York is like...
No. Yeah, I'll be shooting myself in the foot with that one.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that in New York City.
And then I got to think about how much it costs to live per year. Then, like, I want to think about expenses like traveling,
yes,
and stuff like that. And then I got to think for how many years.
All right.
Let's say for right now, let's say I live to 80 because 80 is like the life expectancy. So that's 55 years from now. 55 years. Damn, probably like maybe 100 mil.
Nigga did all that math
just to say a basic.
To say mad money.
Yeah,
I just need mad money.
Yeah. Now, if I wanted to live modest though, like the bare minimum, I need at least $1 million. Because because originally when you asked it, I was thinking $500,000 in my head. Like I'm like $500,000, and then
what are you gonna do with $500,000?
And then I was thinking reinvest it and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Like do stuff like that, and like it says even though I'm not working, I'm like slowly building it up to get to a point where like I'm remaking money all the time, and I don't have to worry about anything. But if I'm doing all of that, it will have to be somewhere in like the 10s to the 20.
Well, I'll tell you a little financial information I know. I don't know if y'all know this about me. I still learn, but I just don't do this much. I was really into like investing. I used to invest a bunch. Remember at GameStop, I used to invest I used to do this thing where instead of buying breakfast, I would take like $10 and I would invest it every day. So no breakfast.
He used to do that. And he would show me.
So I wasn't eating breakfast, right? Instead of breakfast, like because I listened to this guy and he was like, instead of buying $5 of coffee, just invest $5 a day. You'd be lit, right? You're taking out a bad habit. Or like cigarettes. You smoke cigarettes. Yeah. Instead of like $12 a pack, just instead of buying a pack every day, invest. Right. Now you're killing a bad habit and also doing something for your future. So I used to, not that I should be eating breakfast, but I used to just like either eat breakfast at home or not eat breakfast that day. Yeah. Wait till lunch and eat lunch, have a big lunch and have dinner. Yeah. And then I used to invest $10 a day. So I was getting pretty good at it, and I was like learning how to invest. So to invest, right, like you're saying, and to like get like a payment through dividends that would like equate to a job, it'd be $250,000 that you have to invest, depending on which companies that you invest in.
Okay.
So like I think I crunched the numbers. I did like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola offers a pretty good like dividend every couple of months, like 3 months. Yeah. So we invested $250,000 in Coca-Cola at the time. A dividend will pay you around $6,000 per, like that's every 3 or 4 months whenever they release dividends. So that's about $2,000 a month that you would get. Right. Now, if you have $500,000, if you invest half of that in the stock market, just to get the dividend, and of course your money's gonna grow, but just to get the dividend, $500,000 is dick. So I was thinking about this question too, because I would obviously invest. I love investing. I think investing is one of my favorite pastimes, aside from gambling.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Well, right, which can be the same thing, right? But I love to invest because to me it feels like I'm just looking at how the world works, like behind the scenes. Yeah. So I think for me to stop working, Like for me to not have to do nothing, like for everything I do just to be fun. That's kind of what I meant. Like,
Right.
like if we do the podcast still, right? We don't really care how much we make. We're doing this shit for fun.
Right, exactly.
Right now, we care how much we make. That is important to us.
Exactly.
But like for this shit to just be like, you know, like financially free. Like you don't have to do nothing. You do what you want to do.
Right.
And whatever profits that returns is cool. Like
Yeah.
it is cool with you. But like you're doing what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, $5 million
Okay.
is perfect. I think I could invest $1 million. I could give back to my family with another $1 million. I could buy a $750,000 home. Be cool. Buy my dream car. Be happy with that. I would lease too. I don't care if I'm rich and I'm leasing. I don't care. I don't have to uphold the image. I'm leasing.
What's the difference between buying and leasing?
Well, so there's certain things that you should buy and certain things you should lease. When you buy something, you own it. You don't own it by a payment, right?
Yeah.
It's yours.
Right.
When you lease something, you have to pay somebody a payment, right?
Okay.
So I lease my car,
Right.
right? I lease this apartment, right? I don't own these things. But if I would have owned them, I wouldn't have to pay anybody anything except for the tax on those things that you have to pay at the end of the year.
Okay.
Now, here's how I feel about leasing. I think you should always buy a home. Homes are great investments, right?
Right.
You should always buy a home. Home is the smartest thing to buy. A car, you should never buy a car. I don't care what anybody tells you. Don't buy a fucking car. It's stupid. I'm going to tell you why. Cars are like phones.
Yeah.
Cars are like games or like computers.
Yeah,
They come out every year.
Yeah.
So if I pay $10,000 for this car, this car's not worth $10,000 next year because the new car's out.
Right.
And the year after that's not worth $10,000. It's not worth, right? There's no, it's not. So if you lease a car, right? If I lease a brand new car, I'm paying maybe, let's say I lease my dream car. My dream car to lease is like $3,000 a month.
Right.
If I do that for 12 months, that's what, $36,000 a year. That car costs $350,000, $400,000. And then I can just trade it in and upgrade to the next one.
Right.
Right? I can always trade it in and upgrade.
I see where you're going from.
The same reason I don't buy a phone. I've never bought a phone. I paid $20 a month for a phone. At the end of the year, I've paid what, $240?
Yeah.
For a phone that's worth $1,000, and I trade it in. I pay like maybe a $200 difference, and then I get it back.
I hear you.
I get a new phone. So certain things I just wouldn't lease. I wouldn't lease a car. I wouldn't buy a car. I would always lease a car. I would always lease certain technologies.
Knowledge. FYTB knowledge.
If I could lease my TV, I would lease a TV. Like I would lease anything that the new one comes out next year because I'm always gonna want the new thing. Like I don't want.
Yeah.
Right, I don't want to be in 2024. Right. Like it's 2024 now. I drive a 2023
Yeah.
Nissan.
Right.
Right, and then we're gonna trade it in this year in a couple months to get a good car, a better car.
Right.
So I just don't think right, and I understand when people say like, oh, it's cool just to own something, like but like in the quest to own things, don't just own anything. Own shit that matters.
Yeah. I agree.
Because I wouldn't buy a car even if I live. I know in the South it's very popular because you can't live without a car.
Yes.
You have to have a
Yeah.
car.
You have to drive everywhere.
Like you have to. Like words. Like you can't walk. It's not like the city, but nigga, lease a car, bro. Do not buy no cars, please. So if I'm rich, I'm leasing a car. $5 million would be perfect. I get to invest. I get to buy the things I want to. I get to still afford to lease the things I don't want to, and then I think I'll be happy.
Yeah, that's solid.
Now, the second half of that question is right.
Yeah.
What would you do to keep yourself like interested? Because I know a lot of people have this idea that like when you're rich, right?
Yeah.
Like life is just good. Like you just play all day, really. But at some point, like that gets boring. I just know this old rich guy, white guy. His name was Bob.
Okay, Bob.
Bob has to be dead now. If he's not dead, he's at least 90-something years old.
Okay.
Because Bob was like in his late 70s when I was like 12. So I know Bob has to either be like super
Bob
old or dead.
under this video.
Still here, nigga.
Man.
Still here, nigga. That nigga can see.
Kicking it, young blood.
Bob was some old white nigga, right? And Bob made a lot of money like early in his life. And so he didn't really have to work. But Bob, got rich, he got old, and he got bored. Like after a while, he did all this shit, traveled. And this was when the world was cheap.
Right.
He was traveling, he was doing all this cool shit. He's like, after a certain while, like, I did that when I was like 25. I got to 30, I was like, damn, like, how many more places can I go? How much more can I buy?
Right.
This shit is like, what more can I do? So what would you do to keep yourself, like,
Got you.
with purpose, basically?
Right. So I have this bucket list. I want to visit every state in the U.S. Right, and I want to visit not every country in the world, but every country that like intrigues me. So like I would visit like a Japan or France or Amsterdam. Like I'd visit those places. Cool. I know. And I probably limit myself to maybe 1 or 2 travels a year, right? I'm in a position right now where, and I was actually talking to Mano about this. I'm in a position right now where I have income, but I can stay home, right?
Right.
So like I'm making good money, That's why like I have so much free time to work on the podcast and everything else. My work comes from the podcast and everything else. But I have so much free time that sometimes when I'm home, I'm like, damn, like the days are just like blending in, they're repeating.
Yeah.
What I'd say I would do is I'll try to just get more people involved, like more friends involved and stuff. Because I could go to the movies today by myself, which you shouldn't. Or you should, sometimes it's good to enjoy stuff by yourself. But I'm just saying, if you're always doing stuff by yourself, get some friends or something. Like, life will be better.
If I see you in the movies by yourself, nigga, a restaurant, I'm sitting as far away from this.
Nah, really. I'm thinking you apply. You about to shoot something up or somebody.
You about to hurt somebody.
Nah, but yeah, like maybe if let's say I go to the park on one day and then the next day I go to the park with my mans, like stuff like that. I feel like if I have already experienced things, I'll try to experience them with more people or new people,
right? Because
then you get new experiences, right? You get like a different flavor when it comes to like certain instances. Right. Like I went to Florida in last August, and I'm gonna go to Florida again in May. That's coming up.
Yes, sir.
But I'm more excited about going this time because I'm going with all my siblings and my girl. And last time I just went by myself. So like this time we're gonna go clubbing. We're gonna rent out a B&B. We're gonna be at the beach. It's gonna be lit, right?
Right.
So I think for me, I'll just space out everything that I want, like I have planned in life. Mm-hmm. Don't do it in one go, and then on the same wavelength, like life is always ever changing. So there's always gonna be new things coming out that we could do.
Right.
Especially in the age of technology. Like there's gonna be new games. I'm a huge gamer. Like most of these people who are old wealth, like they have old wealth, they weren't raised on that stuff.
Yeah,
so like
true,
that stuff never intrigued them. They're like, okay, whatever.
I should have bought Bob a video game.
Or he probably love it.
He probably loved that.
He would have loved his last years if he's not still kicking it.
If it's not too late, Bob, I'll reach out and maybe I'll get you a game or some shit. I don't know.
Not word. But yeah, I feel like I can definitely keep myself from going bored.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
What about you?
Thank you. I didn't want to start talking and just seem like an arrogant bastard.
And what I would do.
That would sound crazy. So I think of it like this, right? Mm-hmm. My dad has a bunch of like great lessons for me, right? My dad gives great advice. If he followed it, maybe he wouldn't be where he is. So it's just a funny like.
If he listened to his own advice, maybe he'd be here.
Right. Maybe he'd be here to tell you. I don't know. Because it's just such a funny thing to think. I'm always saying my dad said this and it's great, but
like, why did he?
Why is he? So my dad always said this, right? Like, I remember one time I brought this girl to the crib.
Yeah.
I was like, Dad, like, she's great. Like, she wants to be a nurse. Like, she wants to do this. Nurses make bread. Like, she good.
Right.
She's in her last. She's about to graduate and be a nurse. My dad would always say, like, like, why not a doctor? Why not the
always try
the president of the hospital? Why not this? Why not that?
Right,
so, my dad instilled in me young, like, if you could do this, you could do the next thing. Right. Like, don't just stop at being a lawyer, right? My dad wants me to be a judge. I would love to be a judge, right? My dad wants me to be a politician after, right? He wants me to run for president, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't put a cap on yourself. Like, always aspire to do more. See how much you could do. Like,
right.
Like, don't ever stop. Basically, is what my dad instilled in me. So, like. When you asked me earlier, like, what's my aspiration? Right? My aspiration is to follow something along those paths. I can't run for president after the show. I'm fucked.
I really like.
During the presidential debate, they'll pull out. So, Mr. Take It Down, is that you? I'm like, you got me.
It might work in your favor. Look at Donald Trump.
Nah, maybe, right?
They will say some crazy shit.
Word.
You know what? This is the man we need in office.
Word. Y'all did vote for the same nigga that called the Central Park 5 a pack of wolves. So, I don't think I've said anything worse than that. And so, maybe I still will run for president one day.
That's my favorite little African American.
So, you know what? My presidential dreams could still be alive. And so, I will say this. Maybe one day I'll run for president. It's not like a goal that I like am dead set on, but to honor my father, right? He would always want to have seen me do that.
Right,
so I would try to run for president. Now,
J for president 2044.
Yeah, right. Because I'm not even eligible for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm 12 years away from being able to run.
That's crazy. It's crazy. Well, I mean, it's not crazy because I guess you have to get wisdom in order to do that. But a lot of politicians, like they're one from turning into dust, bro. Like. There's no reason why there's so many old ass people in office. Like the same way there's a minimum age, there should be a maximum age, and that maximum age should be like within like the 20 to 30 age range of the minimum. Because at a certain time you start getting senile. Like what's this guy's name?
I just think. So I had this conversation with my dad too, and I just think that like politics is to represent people, right? Because I had talked to him. I was like, why is abortion a part of politics? If like it has like that's like people's personal lives,
right?
And my dad. had bestowed upon me that, politics is a reflection of life, right? You make laws based on how you want to live, how people want to live. And so our job is to agree as a vast majority of how we all want to live. And some people are obviously always going to be unhappy with that. I think that older politicians, how the fuck do you know what people want?
Exactly. They're so out of touch.
I think, right, you're so far disconnected from,
right.
so far removed from the general public, right? Because the general public isn't 70, 60 years old. The general public is probably from their 30s, 25 to 40, right?
Right.
It's no reason for like, you're so far out of touch.
Exactly.
And so with that, right, that's why like CEOs of companies, they're not 60, 70 years old.
Right.
You wouldn't run a company in the same way that you would run, right? So why would you do that? So I agree. So maybe my dream is the presidency. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna start acting better on the show. We'll stop talking about taking my dick out so much.
This is the first step to Jay's presidency campaign, and I will be his running mate.
This is gonna be my vice president. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Vote us for the presidential cabinet. So, that would be crazy. Imagine the FYTB podcast from the Oval Office. You have the American flag and a fucking bald eagle in the background. Yeah, so and then the Secret Service is in the cut. Like they're not in the frame, but they're like there enough that you can see that they're there.
That is so funny.
That would be crazy. I would love that.
That would be so crazy. We're gonna try to make something like that happen, guys. So listen, I will run for president. But I say it to say probably the best advice my dad's ever given me, and something that will prevent me from ever getting bored.
Yeah.
It's just always striving to do more, do better.
Right.
So like even as president, right? How much can I give back to people, right? How much can I do for somebody else, right? I've done enough for myself. How much now can I, right? And I'll even do that with the podcast, right? Like once we reach a certain level of like, this pod, like, okay, how can I put other niggas on? How can I help this person?
Exactly.
Right? I see this up and coming artist, or I see this up and coming like streamer, right? How can I help them, right? What can I do?
Exactly.
And just trying to always put forth your best, and always try to just strive to just be the best at whatever you do, right? So when I'm an attorney, right, be the best attorney, be the best judge, be the best governor, local senator, right? Whatever I could do, be the best at that, and just always strive to just be your best self. And I think that will stop me from being bored, and that'll keep me like on the ever ending grind. And it's like no matter what I do, like my backup plan if I don't become a lawyer, because being a lawyer is very exclusive. I want you guys to know that.
Yeah.
If you want to be a lawyer, they don't want you to be a lawyer. Being a lawyer is for a specific group of people, if you know what I mean, right? Not just white people. I'm not saying white people. I'm saying like a particular group of economic like families, right? Like not everybody can become a lawyer. It's very tedious and like it's meticulous, right? Like it's hard to study for the LSAT, right? Not even to be a lawyer, to get into law school is hard, right? How do you study for the LSAT? You got to pay for a lot of shit. All these like programs cost. The shit that I used to study for the LSAT cost like $400. Right?
That's crazy.
To potentially get into law school, which costs a lot of money, right? Which they don't have a lot of grants for.
Right.
And then like you have to pay for the bar. That shit costs a lot of money. And the LSAT is $200 every time you take it. So if you fail, you can take as many times as you want. But once you fail, you gotta keep paying that $200 every time you want to take it. It's expensive.
Yeah, it's a profession that's made for.
So it's not very inclusive. So if the cards are not in it for me to be a lawyer, which I would love to do. I'm sure at some point I will be, but I think that I'll be a teacher. My dad would say that's great, but don't stop at being a teacher, right? Be the principal. Yeah. Be the superintendent. Be the chancellor, right? Like keep moving up, because that purpose of always moving up is always going to keep you like.
I agree.
Like you'll still get that satisfaction of I accomplished this.
Yeah.
But also like strive to do better.
I feel that same way 100%, because even when we started this podcast, once I saw that we started doing like a little good in numbers, the first thing that came out is like, all right, what more can we do?
Yeah, how can we get better?
Right.
We do that every time.
Exactly. Like, so you guys don't know this, but every single month we have a meeting with each other.
Yes.
Right? And we talk about how we did in the past month and what we can do to like level up what we already did.
Yes.
And any new ideas we put into fruition. And we try to strive for the best.
This is a business. We are not just coming and sitting in front of the camera. Right.
This is not just two guys just joking around. Like
this is a business. We make money off this, and we come together. How can we do more? How can we make this money? Where should we put this money?
Exactly.
Right. How can we allocate these funds for this? Right. Do we need a new camera?
Right.
So like that. So this is like a constant. Like we're constantly trying to work at this. Right.
Exactly.
And so I think if you take that attitude with anything in life,
you
always be successful.
Exactly.
And that brings us into my next question. I had another question.
What's up?
Separate question from what I just said.
Okay.
What defines you being successful? Like, at what point in your life can you take a deep breath, it's like a sigh, look around you and be like, nah, I'm really successful. I succeeded.
So I'm the type of person that I love grinding, right? And it's yes. All right, I love achieving more and more, right? Like, so that's why when you brought up the whole thing that your dad was saying, I resonate with that. I think I'll feel satisfied when everything around me is like enough for my family, right? Like I put a ring on my girlfriend's finger. I have a child or two, and they're happy. They don't got to worry about where the next meal's coming from, like, and I don't have to worry about how I'm gonna get it to them, you know. So like I feel satisfied when I'm at the point that I can provide for those closest to me without having to worry myself. Right. But other than that, I don't think I'll ever be satisfied, like just stagnant satisfied, because I'm always going to want to do more.
So successful to you is when you can look around and take care of everybody around you with no sense of urgency, you know? Like,
exactly.
like, oh, I got to grind extra hard this month to take care of this person.
Right. Like, oh, you need this? All right, cool. No problem. Here you go. Like that, you know?
Okay. I like that.
What about you?
I look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
I say that if you ask me right now, I'm already successful.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. I grew up rough. It was hard. Everybody around me tried their best, but like they started from negative, right? And like my dad and my mom started from negative. My grandparents started from negative.
Right.
And my grandparents before that started from negative, and my grandparents before that was slaves. So they started they started bad.
Let's remember that only like 4 or 5 generations ago, our parents were doing some, our grandparents were doing some crazy shit. Yeah.
So they started from behind, right?
Yeah.
And they did everything they could, like to further that, but they started from behind.
Yeah.
So like my grandfather, like my mom's dad, sold drugs, right? He spent a lot of time in jail, and that's where he met my grandmother actually in jail. And funny ass story. I know we would say we still stories, but I recently learned the story. I think it's a hilarious story. My grandfather was in jail with my grandmother's father, so they was like cellmates. And so back right in the 50s, right, you used to have to send mail. Right. You used to send like naked magazines. And my grandmother was like, "Why you always have me send these naked magazines to this person?"
Yeah.
And then that's how my grandfather and grandmother
that is hilarious.
sent the naked magazines to father through my grandfather.
My
grandfather used to sell a lot of drugs. Right? That's how he got in jail. But when he got out of jail, he had a little money and he opened up a restaurant, and it was called Tucker's. It was in the city actually.
Yeah, I remember.
And then so on and so forth. And he got sick and couldn't have the restaurant. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So another dream of mine is to open up a Tucker Tools.
Oh.
And have my aunt who's a chef and like my family worked there. Like,
that'd be pretty
Tucker
awesome.
Tools, right?
Yeah.
It would be cool. In the same spot. So that's one of my dreams. But I just think it's such a funny story that he met her in jail selling naked magazines.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Because then she came to the jail, right, to see her father, and then he introduced him.
Like,
and then
this guy is handsome.
nigga was flirting. Yeah, my grandfather, funny guy. So I say all that to say, right, my family started behind, right? Yeah. And so when I look at how I didn't start as far behind as my dad didn't start as far behind as my grandfather, right, and his mom, right, and so on and so forth. I feel like, listen, I live in a nice apartment. I make it in one of the hardest cities to make it in the entire world. Right. I don't have like money to be thrown around, but at the same time, I know what I'm eating tomorrow. I know what I'm eating today, right. Like I'm not.
You don't gotta worry about.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm dressed in nice clothes. Like my clothes are fairly nice, right? They're not like it's not Versace and Louis, but it's Jordan and Kasubi. Like it's as close as I can get. It's like right under. Like it's as close as I can get right now. Right. Like I'm not like I know where I'm going in my life, right? I'm 9 months away from getting my degree. I know what I'm gonna do after that, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So when I look at it like that, and I look at like niggas I grew up around that's like still struggling, right? Yeah. Not to say they less successful than I am, because they successful in their own way, right? I'm thinking when you start from negative, getting to zero is successful. Like starting from a place where you can even build on top of that successful, right? And so anytime you get past that, right? Because I'm not at 100, but I feel like I'm at least at 25. I'm at least close to 50. Yeah. Right. So when I'm at 50 right now, I feel like that's success in a way, because like niggas started from zero, bro. Beyond zero. Like we used to have to, me and Juan, bro, when we was going to basketball practice, but we were sharing shoes, bro. We had like not like Giannis, taking them off in the quarter, but fake like we would go play. He would play basketball. He would come to my house and he would bring an extra pair of shoes for me, so I could play basketball because I had school shoes. Right. I only had one pair. I had one pair for the whole year. If I fucked them up, it's quiet. Yeah. You remember them days? Yes. Your mom took you to Foot Locker in August. Bro, what shoes do you want? You pick out a pair of shoes. You put $100 on them shoes, nigga. If you fuck them shoes up, That's your ass. You go to school in slippers, nigga.
Bro, literally, I had the same sneakers for like a few years running. When I was able to get money to buy my own sneakers, that's why like I have so much sneakers now that I don't even wear them. Like,
Yes.
When I got that liberty to get my own sneakers, I was like, nah, I felt that.
And you feel successful when you do shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what success looked like where we come from, right? Like it looked like you're able to get your own shit, right?
Yeah.
You planning to get your own apartment, right? Like you planning to do X, Y, and Z moving forward. That's successful.
Yeah,
because you started from behind the line.
You're right.
You got a race from way back. So to me, I'm successful. My son is good. My son is happy. My son is. I love when I go to I told you yesterday, we go to the doctor's office and it's like every time you bring your kid to the doctor's office, it's like you got to prove your kid is not stupid. Your kid is not behind. So we go to the doctor's office and they measure my son. And be like, oh, he weighs this much. He said, yeah, nigga, I'm feeding him. He good. He good over here. He good on this side when he's meeting the weight requirements and shit. Yeah, he good, nigga.
Yeah.
So like my son eats every day. Eats like a grown man. Like you know what I'm saying. So like I don't never have to worry about shit like that, and that make me feel successful. And on top of that, everybody in my life looks at me as successful. Like my family is proud of me.
That's awesome.
And that makes me feel successful.
Yeah.
Like when niggas look at me like my sister or my both my sisters or my brother or my like anybody in my family look like, yo, bro, I'm proud of you. Like I'm not gonna lie, since we started doing the podcast and shit, and since I'm getting closer to graduating, life is getting a little more established.
Right.
My family looks at me often to tell me that they're proud of me. And that means a lot to me because, like minority families is hard to get that like
like they're really like
it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Rough around the edges. Yeah, I feel you.
So
yeah.
I feel successful. I think I'm successful.
I think that's beautifully put, and I agree 100%. And you made me feel successful.
You are successful.
Yeah.
Of course.
Now I'm thinking about it. Like, you know what? I'm doing a lot more at my age than my parents did at the same exact age, and I feel like I have like my trajectory is like straightforward. Not to put them down. Obviously, they had it hard.
Yeah.
But like I learned from their mistakes, and now
you on their shoulders, and now you get to reach from their shoulders.
Exactly.
Versus they didn't have nobody to shoulders to stand on, right? At some point.
Yeah.
So somebody in our lineage didn't have nobody to stand on.
Like my grandparents on my dad's side, they're immigrants, right? Like my dad is a first generation. My mom, she's a second generation, but fake. My mom's side of the family was dirt poor too. So like, yeah, I felt that. Like there was like one time when I was younger that there was like 20 of us living in the same house. So
yeah, I had that too. Yep.
So I know exactly how that feels.
So that is success to me. Now to answer it from your perspective, because that was one perspective. To answer it from your perspective, I think I'll feel successful when my son is able to be successful based on what I did. Yeah. Right? So like, a lot of families are able to give like their sons jobs, right? So if I'm able to be an attorney to give my son a job here, I'll feel successful then because like because now like my son don't have to start from scratch. Like even I don't want my son to start from 0. I want my son to start from 100. Yeah. And like everything he does after is just like like where we're striving to get to, I want my son to start there, baseline. Right? Start from I could do what I want to do and like the profit or whatever comes from it is for fun. Like that's cool with me. Versus like, what we do, right? So I think any universe where I'm able to do that for my son, when my son starts from 100 or as close to 100 as I could possibly get him, right? Go for it. I'm successful after that. Beautiful. If my son graduates or he's able to go to whatever school from his choice, right? We don't even got to worry about tuition. Like just pick where you love. I won. My son gets to be happy and pick. Like my son gets to choose. I think that's the most important part. Right. I didn't get to really choose where I wanted to go to school. Right. I had these very few options based on what I could afford. My degree, like I get to choose that obviously, but there's very few things in life you get to choose based on like where you're at financially. If my son gets to choose, nigga, there's no better feeling in the world. I'll be a happy man, bro. Right. I could die right there.
So you would say having like the option to like choose what you want to do in life
just options
is like a key to having a happy life, right?
Yeah. The more options you have, I think that makes anybody happy, you know? Because you don't want to feel like stuck. Right. I know a lot of niggas that like, because I talk to a lot of niggas like, on the block, right? I'm so very much in tune with that side of life. So I talk to niggas, and like obviously I don't ask them like, yo, bro, what's your plans, bro? Because if you ask a nigga in the hood like, yo, what's your plans, bro? Like, the fuck is you talking about, bro? Like, we getting paid right now, nigga. All like, fuck is you talking about? Or that's niggas' automatic responses. If you mad about that, that's your response. I know. I love them niggas to death, so I would never trade none of my niggas for nothing. But when you talk to niggas, like, you really can see how like plans is really like today, tomorrow, this year, right? Next year, even. But like once you start getting a 5-year, 10-year plans, like niggas don't really, you can tell like niggas don't really see that far based on when you talk to them. Yeah. So I talk to niggas and they be like, yeah, bro, like right now, I'm really trying to get this, like, I'm gonna do this little grind right here so I get the studio time, hopefully blow up off this, hopefully blow up off that, right? Yeah. And so you can start to see like the options is not there. Like, damn, you feel like you can only rap.
Right.
You feel like you can only like sell this. Like, you feel like you can only do this. I see, because I love all my mans like to death. So I see potential in all my mans. Like, I look at my mans and be like, nah, nigga, you this. Like, you could be the president or something. Like, you could be X, Y, and Z. Like, and you know who really opened my eyes for that, man? My man is gonna be Drado. Drado to me, Drado has more potential than me.
Yeah.
Drado is gonna be a star, whatever he decides to do. Like, whatever my man wants to do in his life, he is gonna be the fucking greatest at it. Because Drado is the reason that I started to look at life as like you do this little bit, and if you do a lot of little bits, it'll stack up to a lot. Like when we started selling sneakers, when I first got to Foot Locker, Drado was my man, who was like, I was like, but if I sell a sneaker, I'm only gonna make $20. Like, nigga, that's $20 more than you had before.
Right. And
Drado just brings such a unique perspective. Like, Drado's not like every other nigga I know from the hood. Drado is really a nigga that sees things from a perspective that's like, that's just so completely different that it's like, wow, like that is a much better way to look at things than how I was looking at it, or how like another nigga is looking at it. Right. So Drado don't have no I'm not gonna speak on my man so much, but he don't have no like, oh, I'm gonna just do this for next year and do this. Drado thinks like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, and then in 10 years I'm gonna have all this. Like, Drado has a very concrete plan. Like, even though like the pieces might not all be there, nigga knows what he wants to be. He knows like how he's gonna get there, like, in some way, shape, or form. I love that about that nigga. That's my man's ride or die, 100%. I love that, and so like he changed my perspective. So when I see like certain niggas don't see themselves like how Drado sees himself as like a superstar, as you fucking should. That's you.
100%. Yeah.
So. As Drado sees himself, I think everybody sees themselves. Because Drado taught me how to see, Drado and my pops, obviously. Like, they two niggas that really taught me how to see myself as, like, nigga, this is you. You're not no, like, clock in, like, go to work and do there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that everybody should strive to be better. And them two niggas really, so when I look at niggas and I be like, damn, like, you just feel like you don't have no options. Like, that hurts. Like, yeah. So I think one of the keys to having a better life is making sure you always have options, right? Making sure you don't tie yourself to one path on something, because then, let's say, like, for whatever reason, right? Like, if I want to be a lawyer and I only knew how to be a lawyer, there's a million things that could happen with that, right? Like, I could get this bar for some stupid shit. I could, these companies don't love you, So, like, so like, anything can happen. I could be a great lawyer and they just kick me out because,
they're just like,
Yeah, like, it happens.
They just don't like you a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
A little too dark. That's gonna add up. Like, it's possible, bro. It's very possible. So, like, I would never tie myself down to one stream of anything. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I think that's important. Do you have another key that you think would transition to a happy life? Do you want to do top 3, whatever happy life tips?
top whatever. I had one in my head. And then like just now, and then when we made that last joke, it just said, as cliche as it sounds, right? Making sure you don't give yourself up to too many people. I know we talk about fucking bitches all the time, right? This is not what I want to say, but it is in my mind. So, I had that period of time after I broke up with my ex where I was just fucking, right? And that was the only period of my time where I was just fucking. Like, I never had a whole phase, got in a serious relationship, whole phase again, serious relationship. It wasn't like that. It was the very first person I ever fucked with, I was in a long-term relationship with, then I did a whole phase, right?
So contrary to my life.
Right, exactly. Okay. So when I was in that whole phase, I felt lit. I got to brag to my mans. I got these memories. I'm fucking who, what, when, where, right? So I'm feeling lit. But then it will be like either after I finish fucking or later on in the day when I'm by myself at night, I'm like, yo, I feel like there's emptiness, right? So I feel like in life you should just be careful who you give yourself to, and like really like make sure you're sharing those vulnerable moments with someone you actually care about, and someone that you can actually like from day to day see yourself talking to and being happy with. I know that's good. Like I said, it's very cliche. You probably hear this from 1,000 different people, and sometimes it's arguments that people who like. I feel like if you're sexually liberated, you should 100% live to your fullest you, right? Don't feel like you need to restrain yourself for anybody. But on the same wavelength, I do feel like when it comes to sex and stuff like that. Like it can feel, even if you don't feel it outwardly, let's say like you feel alone sometimes, it's gonna stem from that because you can have everything you want but not what you need. 100%. So yeah, just make sure you have in relationships important people in your life and someone that you feel like you can spend the rest of your life with.
Nice. That was good.
Thank you.
I enjoy that, and I Even though I live on the opposite spectrum than Joe lives, I agree with the sentiment that he said. Find somebody that is your
right.
Someone that you feel comfortable sharing with. Find a bunch of people, not just relationships with friends.
Right.
And keep those people close and cherish
Also,
them.
when you're in a relationship and you feel like the temptations of flesh, which is what they say in the Bible, is like when you feel like.
Don't you dare bring that demographic onto the show.
No, I just love using that phrase, the temptations of flesh. I used it the other day with my girlfriend because she was like, come on, babe, and I was like, I will not fall in the temptations of flesh. Nah, but when you're in a committed relationship, because everyone gets it, and if you say you don't get it, then you're a fucking liar. If you see a bad bitch or you see some fire dude, and you're like, damn, I want to take that down.
It's normal,
right? We're humans. That's like natural animal instincts. Just remember that if you were to do that, what would happen if your partner found out? They're gonna find out that as good as a cheater you think you are, it's gonna come to light, and the guilt is gonna eat you alive. And at the end of the day, if you think about losing that person and you feel like you'll be less happy if that person wasn't in your life, even if you fucking for like a good just a one-time thing, you get that nut off, and you're like, all right, like it's not worth it, it's not worth having like that little 20-30 minutes of ecstasy.
But I feel like when you're in a position like you're in, where like you have your other half so very proudly.
Yeah. It is a bit different.
Like you're right, like you wouldn't even think that far, like because I know you, right?
Yeah.
And I'll cut this out if you want me to. Mm-hmm. I know you, like, even if you see a fine girl, you be like, oh, she look good. All right, that's it, right? Like you can acknowledge that she looks good and that she looks good, and like she's attractive, right? Like visually attractive. Like, oh, she looks good. Like I would do something with that, but I don't know. Like this is like
exactly
like that's not like you know what I'm saying? Like
you don't have to cut it out because I want to be very like open with it, like because I do at normal humans, and me and my girlfriend talk about this all the time. That's why like sometimes when I talk about this stuff, I gotta realize I have a very great relationship. Like I feel like I can talk to my partner about any and everything, even when it comes to stuff that most people argue about. Like I'll be like, yo, like shorty look good, and she'll be like, yeah, shorty look good, and then we can laugh about it, and then that's it, right? But I will always 100% be like, she's the only one for me. And in my head, sometimes when those thoughts come in, like, oh, what if I fucked around? Ha ha ha. Then I'm like, damn. Then I think about making her sad and then not having her in my life. And then that makes me sad. And I'm like, I'm cool off that. So that's what keeps me grounded in life. So make sure in life that if you're, like you find someone that's good for you, don't force it either. Because if it's meant to be, it'll come, right?
Yes, that's mine.
That was your thing?
That's mine.
Okay.
I've learned in life, all the best things that happened to me in life, this podcast, my son, I didn't force none of it.
Right.
It happened organically. Mm-hmm. My son a little more organically. That was kind of an accident. Well, but like all the best things I've ever felt in my life happened without me. Like I never like tried too hard. Like all my best relationships, all my best jobs, like all the greatest things that happened to me have happened in like flow. Like I never had to be like, yo, like I need this, bro. Everything that's happened has happened the way it's supposed to happen.
Right.
So I think patience is mine, I guess I'll say.
Okay, have patience.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Don't think like, oh, like I'm this age, this is not happening. Fuck. Like take steps to where you're trying to go and then let them happen the way they're supposed to happen. Don't put too much pressure on yourself because then you're stressing yourself and you're not enjoying the ride. And I think the ride is like the best part.
The journey is what matters because when you
this was so much fun. Like doing this from like when we had a shit camera. We were trying to do 3 cameras.
Yeah.
Like to think about how we first started the show, like it's just so cool to see that. Like when I look at our first episode and we were just chatting, like we were just so good. And I'm looking at the behind the scenes like, damn, we really didn't even know where this episode was gonna go. Now the episode is at 2,000 views. We was like, oh, like we didn't even really like this episode. Now the episode's at 4,000 views.
Exactly.
Right, like to see where we started, to see where we at now.
Right.
I can't even imagine a universe where we was like just stressed, like, yo, we need to do this to make money. Like,
yeah.
Or we was like, yo, like, we've been doing this for 4 months, 5 months. We don't have 100,000 yet. Like, oh my God, we whack, bro. Like, I couldn't even think. Like, this is so much fun. I never dread shooting these episodes with you, even if like I'm not confident in like the scheme of the episode. I'm like, oh, it's with Joe. Like, about to have a good time.
Yeah,
like, we about to be
lit.
lit.
Time. Yeah,
about to be lit as fuck.
I agree. You want to just
change the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, just so y'all know, real quick before I go change the episode, this is a blooper. At the end of the episode, it'll be bloopers.
Or when you see the outro, don't leave.
Don't leave. It's a blooper. It's a blooper, like a Marvel movie, nigga. You better sit down. Stay for the end of the episodes.
Yeah.
And
so enjoying the ride. That's always a huge thing in enjoying anything. I know we all have plans. We have plans going to the future with our personal lives and the podcast. We'll touch on that.
Yes.
But if you just live life for the end result, when you get there, you're never going to be satisfied. You're going to get to that point, like, I did it. Now what? 'Cause you
100%.
didn't enjoy the ride.
100%.
You know that phrase? I'm pretty sure it's just like
It sounds like one big cliche episode.
right. But you know, this is a change of pace. You know, we have our humor
Yes.
moments and stuff like that. But we want to let you know that there's more to us than just the surface level like humor.
We can do anything, nigga.
Right.
We multifaceted.
We're dropping jewels for you. Stuff that you
Watch
probably
YouTube
never-
still demonetize this episode when we upload it. And I have to
That would
request
be
a review.
crazy. That would be crazy. After all we've been through, please, YouTube, just throw us a bone, bro. Oh man. Yeah, so it's not about the destination, but it's the journey. That's the phrase, something like
Super
that.
corny, but I promise y'all, I promise you guys, if I know anything to be true in life, I know so many people. I consider myself an anthropologist of sorts.
Okay.
And I talk to so many people to learn, right? Like I don't just talk to people just to talk. I talk to people to really learn, like what different perspectives is. I know so many people that grinded this grind and like got to this point in life and it's like, fuck me, I missed X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Trying to do this. And it's all about balance, patience and balance.
Word.
Be patient, find a balance, find what makes you happy, what makes you feel joy. Balance it with the rest of your life. I promise you, you will live happy. You will stop writing hate comments under these videos. This wasn't an inspirational video. It was a tutorial on how to stop being hateful in FYTB comments.
Really though.
Because I know you guys have none of this, right? You have no balance. You hate yourself. You go on YouTube to express that hate, to Instagram,
to be on our dicks.
to be on our dicks, and that's not healthy. And that doesn't promote a healthy lifestyle.
You know what? This is gonna be my last thing for having a happy life. Don't spread hate and negativity. I know it. Like that's another cliche thing, but yo, there's a reason why these things are things people say. It's true. When you start being happy and spreading love, you start receiving it back, and then like you feel better. Like I know, like you can make a joke about someone, haha, like like y'all niggas is whack, you light skin, you fat, like, and then in your mind you got like that 5 seconds of satisfaction, like clowning somebody, which it is what it is. It's cool. You can have that satisfaction, but at the end of the day, you keep on putting all this negativity in the world, you're not gonna get that positivity back. Like you're gonna get negativity back, and you're not gonna live a happy life.
But now we're gonna smack the shit out you.
Word, and
Very negative.
Word, and now I'm gonna smack your fucking head off your shoulders, and who's gonna be having the last laugh? But I'm gonna slap it positively.
And you're gonna like a bitch, and she's gonna be like, "Have you seen the FYTV podcast? They're so funny." And now you're gonna be miserable. 'Cause now you're
Word.
convinced that you like
Word.
me, like him, and that's gonna hurt for you. Them niggas not funny. Look, now she think you're corny because you don't think we funny.
Not really.
Now she don't like you because you don't like us. Look. Or you could have just enjoyed the ride.
Word. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, just use all those tips. Like take it with a grain of salt too.
Yeah.
We're not telling you how to live your life.
We don't know shit.
We're
just
right.
talking.
We're still young too. We haven't experienced all that there is to experience in life, but we have our own experiences that are unique to us. And sometimes the human experience is just one big melting pot. Like we're all just experiencing the same thing. So that's why
100%.
it's cool to like give advice where you can. Spread wisdom whenever you get it. And stuff like that.
And if you don't like what we said, if you want to keep doing your own thing, shit, listen, we need negative people so that we could, somebody has to be on the bottom in life. And so,
Yeah.
during slavery, it was black people, and now during our come up, it'll be you guys.
Hate comments.
Hate comments. We'll stand on y'all back.
You know what's so funny? This is like completely like against everything I just finished saying. I saw a video. This has nothing to do with this video or anything else at all. I saw this video, and it was a guy doing a podcast episode, and he was like, I uploaded a video where I was like, in our example, we love women. Got no love. The next video, I talked in the thumbnail. I talked about someone bad. Viral,
yeah. That's how it goes.
So like
JJ Redick when he talked about Doc Rivers.
Exactly.
He got no views. He got mad views, and then he talked about how Zion was running the ball. I actually watched that video. It's a great video. How Zion is a primary ball handler, how that translates to the Pelicans offense. Look, I was like, damn, like, I really understand the game on a different level now that he explained that.
Yeah.
I mean, not the game, the Pelicans offense. I really understand it now.
Yeah.
Now I know why when I bet Zion over this, he's not getting it because he's doing this instead.
Word. So now, look, you see that? Sometimes I know, like, looking at negative stuff is funny and like it's eye catching, right? Because like, oh yeah, I want to hate on this person too, or why are they hating on this person? I want to know. Yeah. Positive stuff is very refreshing.
I've only fucked so many bitches, guys. I can't tell y'all about all the bitches. The list was, y'all seen my list. It's only about so long. I don't have stories about every single one. Some of them was boring.
Right. And we're gonna have guests who have their own experiences.
Yes.
That's why if you have guys have any people you think we should interview,
holla at us.
Yeah, I recommend
that was a good one. Like everybody has their own experience. Take it with a grain of salt. Like my experience won't work for somebody who's in the Philippines right now. They live a completely different lifestyle I've ever lived. I don't know what they're going through. So If you fuck with this, fuck with it. If not, don't be on my dick. Cause
Nah, right.
like I said, I'm successful. I don't know. You're not successful. You're hating on YouTube. I'm sorry.
Word. You mad that I'm up?
I've never seen a hate comment clicked on anything like, damn, they really got more than me. It's always niggas with less.
Word. And their logic is, well, you don't have this amount. Nigga,
I'm closer to that than you.
Yeah.
Those people that show us love, we have niggas that's verified, niggas that actually have like successful shit.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen. It's another nigga that do music and he have like 50,000. Like he have like more than us, but he's like, y'all gonna blow up. Keep going. All the niggas that say, read every comment that says y'all gonna blow up. Keep going. They look up. They up. They doing. They also successful. I've not seen one negative comment that a nigga is successful saying that shit. Not one.
That reminds me
So
of
with
that,
a grain of salt.
that reminds me of that one Brian Scalabrine thing. I'm like, we're close. Like he's closer to LeBron than the haters are to him.
Yeah, really.
It's like that. It's like you're like, oh, you're dirt.
Yeah.
But I'm better than you. So like,
It's not. We don't make as much money as Joe Budden do of his podcast, but guess what, buddy? We're closer to Joe Budden than you are to us.
pump it up. That nigga's dirt.
Joe Budden. I got mixed emotions.
Sometimes I hate his guts, and the other time I'm like, yo, this nigga's funny.
Because I agree with a lot of stuff he says, and he is funny.
Yeah.
Not a lot of stuff. Let me backtrack. I agree with some of the stuff he says,
Yeah.
and I think he's hilarious. And I think he does have some valuable insight on hip hop,
Right.
And his lane. Mm-hmm. At the same time, though, I think he thinks too highly of himself.
Right. He has too much old head energy.
That's the other side of what I said. Think highly of yourself, shoot for the stars, but also don't be arrogant now.
Yeah.
I think Joe Budden teeters on the line of arrogance too far. Like he thinks he's a little more than he actually is. So, you know. But then again, Joe Budden is doing better than me, so what can I say about Joe Budden, you know?
I mean, but we on the right trajectory to get up there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if I passed Joe Budden at some point in life. You know, I'll expect that. You know,
so like, where do you feel like the podcast can go?
Viral movie, like Fytb says, bro. Viral movie. You know, I love Fytb.
Fabio Foreign is the most hilarious rapper from New York, and he doesn't even try to be funny. It's funny.
He's just himself.
Word.
Fabio is like my role model for energy, like the energy I want to bring into life. Like,
You ever seen his tweets?
Yes,
bro. Oh my god, I remember seeing a thread of all his like most popular tweets. I'm like, what is this guy saying?
I remember I seen a TikTok where niggas broke down his most viral tweets.
Yeah,
and was like, he has to be doing this on purpose, and here's why. and niggas pulled up the keyboard and was like, this letter is not even close to this letter. If you were trying to spell the word correctly, so you have to be doing this on purpose,
bro. Fabio Foreign theories, that's crazy.
Viral movie. That's what we gonna get with this shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody that like I know that watches it,
yeah,
or like even the people that skim through it,
yeah.
Like, every time I show it to somebody, my harshest critics, people that like,
yeah,
niggas in my life that be like, you know what, Jay, this is not it, right? Like niggas that skim through my life harsh is like, this is the one, right? Niggas on the internet, this is the one. Like every time I look at the podcast and I look at where we're going, even if we have like a down month or like a down week,
yeah,
we're like we didn't reach our goals or like this happened and we couldn't do this or we couldn't do that, right? I've never had the feeling with the podcast like, damn, like this is like a cool little something, but like probably move on after a while. Like I really feel like this is something that we could grow into such a multifaceted like a three-headed dragon, right?
I agree.
Like I feel like this could be so much more than just like us sitting here and talking.
Yeah.
No, I feel like this could be one of those things. 'Cause I think we bring a very authentic energy.
Yeah.
We very authentically ourselves. There's no like persona. Like when we turn off the cameras, it's Jay and Joe, right?
Yeah, it's still us, 100%.
When we game, when we stream, it's us, right? Like.
All right, guys. Our camera died, so we had to take a little break.
Very transparent. I wasn't gonna say shit. Very transparent.
No, just because you're probably thinking like, why the hell does it look kind of different, and why we don't know what.
We had a long streak of our camera never dying.
Yeah,
and it never. Cause I know some episodes like it would cut and it would look fucked up. We had a long streak of that not happening, but now with this new camera, we're just now learning stuff.
Yeah, and it's only because the camera wasn't 100% charged.
Yeah, before we shot.
Yeah,
so,
before we shot.
Sorry.
Yeah, we were talking about the future of the podcast, right?
Viral movie.
Yeah. Okay, that's where we ended.
So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. I think it could be so. I think it's gonna be so very big. I think the floor of this podcast is like the next big thing,
right?
And the ceiling of this podcast is like
the thing that's next after that.
FYTB Home Office. Yes.
Not really, yo. So like this obviously just started as a podcast, but as time has progressed, we're like we could be way more than just a podcast. You know, we started our gaming channel. Obviously, you know, people are loving it. I'm an independent artist, so I was like, why the fuck not make FYTB Records? It's not an official thing yet, but you know, I made a logo for it. It's gonna be my music videos. Oh, speaking of music, I got a new song out right now. It's called Ebony.
White girls. Oh, so Ebony. My bad.
quite the opposite. It's just a song celebrating black love and black women.
That white supremacy song comes out next month.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So
Nah, but yeah, I made that song like 2 years ago. Finally got the chance to release it. You guys should. It's a long song. It's like 5 minutes long. It's like 2 in 1. It's like one of those Tyler songs where like 911 Lonely.
call me.
Right. I was gonna do Ebony / Obsidian, but I was like, let me just call the whole thing Ebony because I think doing it that way would be confusing. So it's 2 songs in 1.
Yes.
And the second part of the song is just a slowed down version of the first part, but with different lyrics. So it's
I haven't
amazing.
heard it yet, but I will listen to it today.
Right. It's awesome. So make sure you guys go check it out. It's out now. But yeah, FYTB Records. You know, we already discussed this. FYTB strip clubs, all that good stuff.
Fuck is you talking for?
Fuck is you talking for? Spread them legs.
I wasn't serious about that, but I would love to own a strip club. I think it's a perfect opportunity to launder money. Nah, for real, I think it's a great opportunity to launder money, cut down on those pesky taxes.
Yeah.
And like I think it's awesome. I think it's great.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's what we're gonna do, y'all. We're gonna be multifaceted, multi-enterprise.
100%. I think that what makes our show so great,
Yeah.
and what makes the potential of it so big, is that we have like very like separate personalities, and you see
Right.
online. Like, who can you really compare us to online?
Nobody.
No, honestly, I'm not trying to be like arrogant.
We're abstract.
I don't really see nobody talking like how we like really
Right.
talk. You know.
And I think it's because we perfectly bridge a lot of things together.
Yes.
We bridge hood culture, sports knowledge.
But that's like our friendship. Like that's
Right.
like a perfect
Exactly.
like euphemism for our friendship.
Word.
Like we come from similar backgrounds, but have 2 very different experiences.
Exactly.
And we bridge that together so perfectly. And I think it shows in the shows.
No, but yeah, we have very contrasting and similar like interests. So like, and we're both not afraid to be ourselves. Like we're not going to be here like I'm not going to be like when Jay Sean talks about stuff and I remember something that reminds me of it of like anime or like some fucking like nerdy shit. I'm not gonna hold my tongue. I'm gonna say it, and he's gonna say how he feels about it. But
I make fun of him, but that's our dynamic.
Yeah,
like, that works. And I don't really see anybody. That's what I say. Our ideas. I think we have like such abstract ideas. Like,
Yeah.
Like we have like we're gonna have an episode where we have strippers here clapping their ass.
Right in the back.
And we have regular conversation. I think that's like amazing, you know. And like the ideas that we have, like that we haven't even talked about that they don't even know what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Like, it's just so like nobody's doing that. Like nobody is doing that.
Innovative. Yep.
Right, and I think you guys are gonna love
We're gonna change the podcast game because not only we're gonna change the podcast game, we're gonna change the entertainment game altogether.
Then we're gonna change the politics game. Then we're gonna change
Really?
America. FYTB.
It's gonna be like Saints Row 4. Like we went from a common street thug.
See, I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
We go from common street thug to the head of a street gang to a pop star, multi like icon to president of the United States to the savior of the human race. That's us.
That's the trajectory of FYTV podcast. Saints Row.
Word.
It's like they're like the Simpsons, and we're like life.
Word. They predicting everything we're about to do.
And so that's where we head in. FYTB everything. I think it really starts with our name. What an iconic name. FYTB.
Right. Yo, dude. So when we came up with the idea of a podcast, it was like a half joke, half serious, right?
Yeah.
We had all of the assets for it, and we could make it happen. It was just a matter of making it happen. So you know, every time I come when someone brings an idea up to me, I always take it 100% serious. You know, like okay. If I like the idea, I'm gonna be on board. If I don't like the idea, I'm gonna hit you with I don't know. Like I'm not gonna bullshit you. Like if I don't like something, I'm gonna be like straightforward. Like I don't know how I feel about this. And once you hear me making excuses for something, you know I don't want nothing to do with it, right?
Yes. We often make that joke in the PlayStation party.
Yeah.
We're like, yo, Joe, you want to play this? And Joe start making. I don't have space. I gotta do this. I'll be like, nah, I don't want to play. It's okay.
Really? That's really
play.
how it be. You know what it is? It's because like a part of me doesn't like disappointing people. So like maybe if I just don't say like no straight up, they won't be mad at me. But they end up being more mad at me than I make the excuses.
Joe feels like if he disappoints people, that we're gonna be like, we don't want to play this game. Let's go beat his ass. Let's go fuck that nigga. Let's go dump that nigga Joe.
Because you know what it is? I don't want people thinking like I don't want to do things. I just don't want to do things at certain times. Because like here's the thing. They like to go out a lot, and then when they invite me, like sometimes like I just don't feel like going. But I'd be like, yeah, I got this going on, so nah. But I also still want to be invited to do things. Like I still want the concept.
Like a fear of like not being invited no more.
Exactly. You know, I do have FOMO. My girlfriend tells me this because sometimes I will like not get sleep because I have a fear of missing out doing things with y'all. Like let's say she comes home, but she wants to go to sleep early.
Nigga, we don't do nothing.
No, I know. No. This was a thing before we became cool, right? This was a thing. This was a thing when I was like, when me and Dame were like talking all the time because he worked overnight. I would sometimes just stay up and wait for him to get out of work so I could talk to him about things and like exactly and give him ideas and stuff like that.
No, okay.
So like she acknowledged, like she told me it, and I was like, you know what? Actually, I probably do. And then I worked on it and it got better. I say all that just to say like I still like being invited to do things. And, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, I'm not going to even, like, categorize them as introverts because it's more than just an introvert thing. It's like sometimes you just don't feel like doing it. But a lot of people don't like to do certain stuff, but they like to be invited to know that the people still care. You know, like they care enough to bring you around.
I feel that.
Anyway.
I'll be hurt my man's don't invite me. I'll be
right, like, damn, like. Shit, what if I wanted to do that?
Out of that set,
even though 9 times out of 10, I don't want to do that. Like this could have been the one day where I wanted to go out, and then you like,
word. You better keep asking me, nigga. Word.
All right, but that was a bullshit ass fucking thing to say that I was serious about the podcast up front. Like I made no excuses. I was like, oh yeah, I love this idea.
Yeah, we was into it.
So when it came like this idea could actually flourish, I was like, all right, we have to come up with a name. That's like the number one thing for a podcast. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I just came up with a whole bunch of like different like
crazy names,
like you know stuff that New Yorkers say. But the first thing was "fuck is you talking about,"
and it stood out.
Right, and it stood out. Jay loved it. I loved it. The only issue we had was like, damn, you know, having a curse word in our name might deter people from.
But what I did was I told Joe, like, listen, this is what I bring to the show, and this is what I bring to everything I do. Right, I love to push the envelope. Yeah, I hate being like, okay, this is the format for something. This is how we do it. Okay,
exactly.
That gets repetitive. That gets boring. Okay, I don't want to shoot this like everybody else shoots this. How do we shoot this where it's like pushing the envelope, like really in your face?
Exactly.
Like, fuck is you talking about? That's as pushing the envelope as we could get with a name. Right. So like, how do we? And right. So like, everything that we do in this show, every obscure concept that we have is us trying to constantly push the envelope. Like, how much further?
Exactly.
Like how my dad said, how much further can we take this? Right.
Exactly.
I don't want to just a podcast goes like this. We sit in front of the mic, we talk, we have these prompts, blah blah blah. No, how can we have guests come in mid episode, switch?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Like how can we introduce these guests in obscure ways? Mm-hmm. How can we what's the scheme for this episode? Right. Can we have a guest start episode and we come in like who's doing that?
Exactly, no one.
I don't see nobody doing that.
Not really though.
So with that being said, right, like, you know, how can we, what obscure ideas can we take from things that we love and put in the show? And I think that is the number one thing that will drive the show to greatness. There's no format. Right. There's no ABC. There's no method. There's just madness.
Right. I was thinking to say there's no method to this madness.
There's no we just.
And y'all here for the ride.
We have ideas and we just do them.
Word,
if y'all like it, great. If y'all don't like it,
kick rocks.
Catch you on the next one.
Word. See you on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
No, I won't. I would hate for them to mention that. You know, we keep making these jokes, but I really just hope they see it. Like, we don't even want to talk to them because I don't even want to be with those weird.
Word. Because then it's gonna turn to something else.
Please don't mention that. Please ignore these jokes.
Yeah. You know, y'all make more money than us.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Right? Y'all real men, whatever. Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, my dick,
but we're gonna be up there. We're gonna be up there, and honestly, you're gonna get haters regardless of what you do. But I feel like we're gonna be such a breath of fresh air that it's gonna be hard to hate us. And if you're hating us, there's just something wrong with you.
Really, if you don't like us, you don't like yourself. And you should figure that out.
Like you're probably projecting something, and maybe you should look in the mirror
and again, I said it in the beginning, I said it in the end. Nigga, the hood is behind us, but we can never lose, bro.
Really,
the hood is behind us, bro. Niggas, I was gonna say this, but it's a nigga from the block, you know, that we on Jack, right? The op block, right?
Yeah.
You know, he don't know, right? Yeah. Obviously, because I don't talk about. You know, I don't like to put on my business out there because fake. You know, I came up in the era where shit was supposed to be like inconspicuous, right?
Right.
We wore baggy clothes to conceal your weapon, right? Everything was supposed to be concealed, inconspicuous. Niggas was never supposed to know that you was that until it was time to be that, right?
Yeah.
So that's why that's how I came up, right? So with that being said, nigga doesn't know that obviously. So nigga came from that like. Yo, bro, me and my niggas was dying. I got the whole shit in his name. I ignored this shit, but I was like, nigga funny. Yeah. so like I said, like niggas rock with us, bro. So we can never lose. Like
really though.
Niggas from every hood is really behind us. Like we could never lose.
Word. And sidebar for the
unless Joe dies, that'll be a fucked up.
Let's not put that in the air, right? Side note, we were banned from going live on IG. right, for like a month
But
today.
next week we won't be.
But next week we won't be. So for all the people who are diehard supporters, because when you said like the hood behind us, when we go live, the hood pop out,
The
right?
hood pop out.
Nah.
The hood pop out. Our lives be active. I'm not gonna lie to you. Our lives be
Yo,
active.
so like for the people who hop in the live and like be in there religiously and like wondering why the hell we haven't gone live in like dumb long, because
Yes.
we go live like once a week, right?
Yeah.
We got banned. You know, we're working on stuff.
My bad.
Or like Jay said, we push the envelope. We test the waters.
Sometimes
we see
it bursts.
where we see where we how far we can go. We realize that, and then we have to take a step back.
Right.
So
No, I can't. Last what was I doing? I was talking about porn. I was humping the air. I was doing something. I've been getting for the girls on live.
For TikTok, that's how we got banned. For IG,
Right.
we got banned because you were replying to people putting hate under us.
Oh, right, yeah. So when y'all say hate comments, I would often be like, smoking your grandma.
Word.
Fuck your dads. Right? I would go crazy, right?
Yeah.
I would say some real hateful shit back to y'all. Because if you give me hate, I'm gonna give you hate 10 times.
Word.
More. I think I said something like, I'll beat the shit out you.
Yeah, you called them pussy. But you spelled it not pussy. You spelled it in a different way. Like you use like the fucking apostrophe over the U and all that shit.
Sorry.
And either
still pussy, but
either IG was like, nah, we not jacking this, or he reported it like a pussy. Yeah, that's what happened. But you live and you learn.
So yeah, so now I don't respond to the negative ones with other negative stuff.
Word.
I just try to let y'all.
Unless it's a personal account.
Yeah. If I get banned on my personal, whatever, I don't go live on my personal anyway.
It is what it is.
But
yeah, the sky's the limit with us for FYTB.
And beyond that,
really,
Saturn is the limit.
like we touching the edge of the universe, bro. That's far. That's far. In case you didn't know, that's far. Appreciate everybody who popped out today to watch this shit. If you watch it to the end, that means you're a real one. You're a real supporter, and we love you so very much. To everybody else who's never been a part of our family, like, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure to do all that. We're going to keep on going up from here. And with that being said,
if you're not jacking us, becoming the biggest multifaceted media outlet of all time. Mm-hmm. If you're not voting Jay and Joe for president 2020, 2040, whatever.
Yeah, 2044.
Fuck is you talking about?
Fuck is you talking about, bitch?
It goes like this.
But I guess we can wrap it up here, right?
Perfect time.
Yes, sir. So
My man.
I'll say, yeah, and you got it in your head. How you gonna take this out?
I gotta do the fuck is you talking about catchphrase?
I'm gonna say everything else.
I guess. I don't know.
Unless we could time it and say it at the same time.
Fuck me, the Olsen twins.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, sir. You think Zach and Cody, nigga?
Looking for a bed in the pot for the piss, regulating so a nigga don't miss with the voice so go and the style mad crisp, I got it. Let me talk my shit.